2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky. Regular meeting, City Hall, May 7th, 2024 at 4:30 p.m. We're going to begin tonight with Commissioner Carlos Bailey, and I'll turn it over to you, Carlos.
Today we have Associate Minister Kenneth Hardaway. He's also retired from General Motors. He's a member over there at Lively Stone Baptist Church South, and he's from Bowling Green, Kentucky. So we appreciate you here, and he's going to give the invocation today. I'm going to ask everyone to stand.
May we all pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for affording us another opportunity. We thank you for your mercy and for your grace. We thank you for this beautiful day. We thank you, O Lord, for this city, O Lord, our country, this world that we live in. We thank you for your grace and how you've helped us, O Lord, to conduct the business that's before us today. Each family member, I pray that you would bless. Give us wisdom, understanding concerning these matters, and we'll be careful, give your name the praise, the honor, and the glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Minister Hardaway. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. At this time, Mrs. Jackson, please provide a roll call, please.
Commissioner Perigin. Here. Commissioner Bailey.
Here.
Commissioner Beasley Brown. Here. Commissioner Hill, who is absent. Mayor Alcott.
Here. Thank you, Mrs. Jackson. Mr. Meisel, you have comments at this time.
I have several, Mayor, if you'll just be patient with me just for a few minutes. First thing I want to do is a couple of announcements, some recognitions. This week is Municipal Clerks Week from the International Institute of Municipal Clerks. Their association have designated May 5th through May 11th as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and we have with us our City Clerks Division, starting with Ashley Jackson, Hope Spiller, and Jen Edwards, all members of our City Clerk office. They do a lot of things behind the scenes, anything from records retention to open records requests to preparing minutes for all these committees and boards that go on, preparing everything for this meeting, and I can't begin to name everything. So anyway, I very much appreciate all they do for City Manager's office and City Manager Department, and would like to recognize the great job they continue to do for our city. So I think the mayor may have something special for you two. So
also,
Jen and
Ashley
Hope.
Jackson is serving as the municipal clerk for the state of Kentucky, the
right.
association president. Awesome.
Ashley, we've given you this before, but your handshake, and we're grateful to you and your team, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
Second item is yesterday we celebrated Building Safety Month. We had a proclamation here at City Hall, and this is made up of really two teams. We have a team from our fire department and a team from our neighborhood community services department, our building division, and this is the 44th annual Building Safety Month program for raising awareness about the importance of building codes. And it's something we really take for granted, I think, here in our community. These guys go out and have to give some people answers that they don't want to hear about whether they're building a new house or rehabbing something. But no, you have to have a window in that basement bedroom, or you can't put an electrical outlet there. You have to meet code. So it's all for safety reasons, and they do a great job with it. I think we've got a great team between the fire department and NCS and everything that we do to watch out for our building safe structures in our community. Anyway, week one was last week. Week two is this week, preparing a building safety plan. Next week is learning from the pros. Week 4 is engaging your community, and week 5 is celebrating success in building safety. So, Building Safety Month, month of May for building inspectors. Third thing, there will be a need for closed session, and I'd like Ashley to read the reason. It will be a brief one. So.
Pursuant to KRS 618101B for discussions about the future acquisition of real property by the city, as publicity would likely affect the value of the specific piece of property to be acquired, and C for discussions of pending litigation on behalf of the city.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Okay.
Just a couple more things. If you're in the audience and need to would like to make public comments in the meeting, please sign the register in the back corner of the room, and we will take those up after our regular agenda. And finally, this one's a tough one. We recently lost Anthony Graves, one of our Parks and Rec employees, worked in landscaping. Anthony started with us in 2015. And worked in landscaping most of his time here with us. He was just a fun guy to be around, made work fun, and the guys out at landscaping are missing a brother and a great coworker. And I'd like to ask Jay Doherty to come up, our landscape division manager, to say a few words about Anthony. Jay.
If I stop, please bear with me. Anthony Graves was with me almost 10 years, and I wanted to stand up here and tell all of you, I think it's worthwhile that you all knew what kind of person he was. And so if you ever had the chance to meet Anthony, or if you knew him, then you would know what a truly unique person he was. Anthony was funny, he was loud, he was larger than life. He could think up the best pranks. He would bring a smile to everyone's face and just keep us laughing all day, no matter what we were working on. It's one of the things that Anthony brought to our work crew was laughter, smiles, and just being happy to be there. But to those who knew him, he had another side. He was a very big, strong guy, but Anthony was also a very caring and thoughtful person. He was genuinely interested in the lives of all of those around him. He would listen to any concern, any problem that you spoke to him about. He would offer you positive advice and encouragement, and he was just always there to cheer you up. Anthony was just a meticulous employee. He paid attention to all of the details. He took great pride in not only his own work, but the outcome of all of our projects as a group and how they reflected on our division and created something special for the community. His favorite work activities were the growing and planting of all of our summer annuals, all the flowers, and of course putting up the Christmas lights at Fountain Square Park. He took great pride in his involvement in these projects. I was very proud to have Anthony as a member of our team. Our team, which in its own way is a home and family, away from our home and families. I always knew that I could count on him, and I relied upon him for much. Anthony was a friend, a brother, and a comrade to all of us in the landscape division. And he will be missed but never forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. I'd like for us to have a moment, all stand to have a moment of silence for Anthony Graves. Dear Lord, we want to thank you for the life of Anthony Graves, and thank you for the time that you gave us with him, the years of service that he gave this community, the brotherhood camaraderie that he gave to the landscaping division here at the city. And we just pray for his family and his friends, relatives, be with them in these days to come, and we just ask your blessings upon all of them. We pray these things in your name. Amen. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Our first item for approval is our minutes for regular meeting, April 16th, 2024.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Any discussion at this time? Okay, none. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-72.
Municipal order approving the promotion of Trevor Kirby to the position of Parks Facility Maintainer 2 in the Parks and Recreation Department.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
I'd like to ask Brent Belcher, our Parks and Rec Director, to come up and make a recommendation for this promotion. Brent?
Good evening. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Come to you today as we have a promotion. A gentleman left us to go to Mitchell Salzman, was a proud member of our team, and he ended up going to Mammoth Cave. So congratulations to Mitchell, and going to start a new voyage at Mammoth Cave, but that opened up a position at Parks Maintenance. And so we're here today to recommend the promotion of Trevor Kirby within our ranks. Trevor's been with us in 2019. He started as part-time. He got promoted in 2020 as a full-time member within Parks Maintenance. So we went to a Parks Maintainer 1. This is a Parks Maintainer 2 position. This is obviously a little supervisor position, a step up, if you will, career path. And so we're very excited about Trevor. He's done a tremendous job for us, and we know he'll do a great job here. This job is particularly at Lambkin Park primarily, so it'd be a great job there, and we're looking forward to him doing big things for us.
Great. Thank you, Brent. Discussion at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Congratulations to Trevor. Municipal order number 2024-73.
Municipal order approving the probationary appointment of James Hickey to the position of Crime Analyst in the Police Department.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
We had this position open up not too long ago and need to fill it, and I'd like to ask Aaron Holsey, our HR Director, to come up and make the recommendation. Aaron?
Great, good afternoon. As usual, most of the work that was done here to fill this position was done by Lori Gray in the Police Department, but she is on a well-earned vacation, so I'm trying to fill in for her. This position's actually been vacant since 2023, and we decided to go ahead and start recruiting for it this spring. It's kind of a long process, almost the same length as a police officer. We do all of the same things since they'll be working in the police department. And so we received 82 applications, a ton of interest in this position, reviewed 58 of those, and then interviewed 8. And then we sent 4 of those 8 candidates to background, where we do the full exam. The interview panel consisted of Chief Delaney, Deputy Chiefs Bowles and Harrell, and Major Hanson, as well as Lori Gray. And we're really excited to bring James Hickey on. He's here tonight with his wife, Hope, if you'd like to stand. He is a graduate of UK with a business management degree. He has served 5 years in the Marine Corps, and he's been working at Lockheed Martin as a logistics management analyst. So he's already started working. He's got reports and data and all kinds of things. We're really excited. This is going to be a huge benefit to our police department. We're really excited.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that. James, hello, and hello, Hope. So welcome tonight. Questions at this time? All right. Well, we're going to make this official. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, welcome to the BGPD and to City Bowling Green. Municipal order number 2024-74.
Municipal order approving an agreement with Kentucky Infrastructure Authority on behalf of Bowling Green Municipal Utilities for the North Industrial Park Forest Main Project in the amount of $8,616,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
Seeing no one here from BGMU, I'm going to take a stab at representing them on this one. As you know, we approve several things for BGMU. They're a component unit. We approve their debt. We approve any rate changes in their utilities, and then we approve their board members' board appointments. Before you here tonight is an $8.6 million financing to construct the force main up in the Trans Park. 8,500 linear feet. It's a 24-inch force main, and so that's, according to my math, it's a little over 1.5 miles. So, for $8.6 million, they are securing funding from KIA, Kentucky Infrastructure Authority, at a very good rate, and they just need our approval on this.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mizel. Okay. Discussion at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-75.
Municipal order approving and authorizing conveyance of property by Intermodal Transportation Authority, Inc. to VMK LLC and the execution of the partial cancellation and release of ground lease agreement, amended and restated ground lease, contract lease and option, first supplemental contract lease and option, and second supplemental contract lease and option.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
One of the requirements under our bond agreement with ITA is when there is land that's sold for less than $25,000 an acre, they come to us for approval. This one is a really good project that's about 100 acres behind Bowling Green Metal Forming. It's the VMK LLC project that was recently announced. And it's roughly 100 acres, and they're wanting to sell it for $15,000 an acre. This is to release all of the deeds and leases that are all tied up in that bond issue, and would give them the green light to proceed with this. Meredith Rosansky is here, can make further comments or answer questions on this item, but it's just a housekeeping issue where we need your approval to convey this over.
This is a great project. It already has been announced. It's a family-owned company out of California that will be locating this operation here. But the lot, you've been out there, it's topographically challenged, which is why it's below what we would typically sell it for.
All right, thank you, Meredith. Commissioners, questions?
Grateful that you find ways for us to bring amazing jobs that support families to even for our little corners that could potentially be unusable. So you're just grateful for your whole team, that you all are amazing in what you're doing for our community. So just thank you.
And this is a great company. Like I said, they're family-owned, fifth generation family-owned. So once you become, old of age, you're brought into the family and assigned to one of the divisions, and it's just really cool and really big on education. And they loved all the things we're doing with SCK launch, and so they want that to be part of their family. So.
They're looking to do $59 million capital investment and roughly 52 employees. So it's a good company.
So adds up to that number one in the nation for under 200,000 for economic growth in the entire nation. So to you, the chamber, congratulations.
Thank you, but the reality is without you in the fiscal court, we wouldn't have the field to play on. So we greatly appreciate the partnership and happily represent this community every day. It's amazing.
Thank you, Meredith.
Thank you.
It's really incredible. Jeff and I serve on that board, and the interest that there is out there across this country and other countries in this community and the community growth. We were at Menards last night, and that's another example of they're all interconnected of what happens when you get trans parks and you get all of this interest. Then you got to have huge hardware stores and
the word gets out. It's interesting. We hear a lot it's the collaborative spirit here. It's the fact that the city, the county, us, the schools, the university, the tech college, like everybody's on the same page, rowing in the same direction. And I think sometimes we take it for granted as a community, but that's just not the case anywhere else. And so it really
Right.
is special. So thank you.
Amen.
Further discussion? Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-76.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting a proposal from Scott and Murphy, Inc. of Bowling Green, Kentucky, related to a request for proposals for College Street streetscape design and build, RFP 2024-38, in an amount not to exceed $207,275.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Bailey, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. Mr. Mizel.
So there is a block of sidewalk just down the street here between 7th and 8th Street that has a gravel parking lot inside of it. Are you all familiar with that? And so it's been there just a little while, but we were notified that construction is going to be on hold there for a little bit. So we have decided that we need to go ahead and finish reconstructing that sidewalk like we have in phase 2 of downtown, like we did a few years ago. And so we went out for proposals. Andy worked on this, and Daniel, and got two proposals, two bids, one from Scott and Murphy, one for Baker Contracting. Low bid was $207,275 from Scott and Murphy to go in and do the sidewalk reconstruction, replace the curb and gutter, the handicap ramps at each end of the block, and to do the same streetscaping that we've done in other places in that area. So Andy's here, can answer any of your questions on this one, but we're recommending to go with Scott and Murphy for $207,275. And this should start pretty soon.
Okay, discussion? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-77.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting bid number 2024-33 for transit facility renovation project from Sunbelt Construction, Inc. of Bowling Green, Kentucky, in an amount not to exceed $1,788,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
This is the transit office over there on the corner of, I believe it's 11th and Center. And this is one we've been working on for a little while, but we got some grant funds to do this with from FTA. Went out for bids in February and received 3. Sunbelt Construction, CNC Contracting, and Weir Constructors, Inc. And we are going to recommend Sunbelt Construction for the cost of $1,788,000. They're going to go in and renovate that building, make it ready and usable for the transit management contractor, RATP Dev, to set up offices in there. And Brent and Nick are here to answer any questions you might have on this project.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mizel. Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-78.
Municipal order authorizing and accepting bid number 2024-40 for firewalls from Trace 3 LLC of Irvine, California, in an amount not to exceed $126,698.78.
So moved.
Second.
By Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
This would be for 2 new firewalls for the Police Department Public Safety Network and Cisco Firepower Management Center. The original bid also included 5 years of support. We think we've got that with this one too as well. 5-year licensing subscription for both a threat defense and the advanced malware protection solution. Danita Weeks worked on this one, went out for bids. We received, I think it was 6 bids, and they were opened back in April, and we are recommending Trace 3 LLC. We've used them before for different things in the amount of $150,716, and recommend your approval. Danita is here, can answer any of your questions on this project.
Mr. Mizel, commissioners? Questions at this time? Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-79.
Municipal order approving and authorizing and accepting bid number 2024-41 for networking equipment from Trace 3 LLC of Irvine, California, in an amount not to exceed $227,550.47.
So moved.
Second.
By Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
Another IT item, this one's for a purchase of networking equipment for our new Public Safety Training Center in Station 5 up on Porter Pike. Includes Cisco IP phones, wireless access points, network switches, all kinds of things like that to support our emergency operations and backup dispatch location. We're hoping to get up pretty soon. I think our latest estimate is spring of '25. We're getting closer. If you've been up there lately, there's walls going up, and it's moving along pretty good. So anyway, bids were requested. We got 4 bids. Again, the lowest bid is Trace 3 LLC out of Irvine, California for $227,550, and recommending we go with them. And again, Danita's here, can answer questions on this one as well.
Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Commissioners? No questions? Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-80.
Municipal order authorizing submission of a land and water conservation fund outdoor recreation legacy partnership program grant application to the National Park Service in the amount of $3,640,000 for Barren River Whitewater Park.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. What water park?
This is a big one. This one would be really awesome and fun. But we are just wanting to apply for this National Park Service Land and Water Conservation Fund grant. It's the similar grant that we got the $750,000 for the first one for the Riverfront Park that we matched 2-for-1. But this one is just a 50-50 match. We were told, we hired a consultant. Consultant estimated project would cost about $7.2 million, and so the 50-50 equates to about $3.6 million that we would have to match if we were to be awarded this grant. But as you can see in your packets, a lot of research was done on this. It would have a lot of cool features besides just the white water. It's got drop structures where people can access the river, whether it be fishermen or kids wanting to just get in and splash around the water.
ADA accessible. is what I
ADA
read.
accessible as well. And so the feasibility was done by Recreation Engineering and Planning, and they came up with data that this would be a whitewater park that's 4.5 hours a drive away from the next closest one. So in the several circles you'll see in your packets, there's 9.3 million people that could possibly want to come and check this thing out. So the nearest two are the Ocoee in Chattanooga and one in Dayton, Ohio. So I'd like to turn it over to Brent Childers. He can answer any of your questions, make further comments that I missed on this project. Brent?
I think you did really well. Good evening, everyone. We're excited about this opportunity. As you know, we've been working on Riverfront Park for the last several years, unveiled the master plan to you all this past January at Retreat, and one of the elements in that master plan was a whitewater park. Nick found an opportunity to go out and attempt to secure some grant funding through the ORLP program, and so that's what we're doing. We hired REP, Recreation Engineering Partners, out of Boulder, Colorado. They're a national whitewater design engineering firm, And they put a conceptual plan for us together, and we submitted the grant application, or with you all's blessing, submit the grant application. But this would be a complete game changer for downtown and the Riverfront Park. So we're excited about this opportunity. This would, as Jeff said, be an attraction to people in a multi-state area. So we see this as the destination park, and we're trying to build destination amenities as part of this park, and the Whitewater Park would be a big part of that. So I'm excited about this project. We all are, and we'd be glad to entertain any questions you all might have.
And do we know how long, I guess, when will we break ground for something like this?
So part of the grant requirements is you have to be ready to go. So if we were looking to them to make award in the fall, and then we would immediately start the final engineering, and we would hope to go to bid probably 12 to 15 months after that day. So we've got the preliminary engineering done. We'd have to go in and do the final engineering and permitting. The Corps, Army Corps of Engineers regulates the water, and so we'd have to work with them on that design, engineering, and also permitting.
I'm excited about something like this. I think, like you said, this is going to bring a huge rate of return. It's an investment here. We have Nashville that's, up there. They can come here as opposed to going somewhere in Tennessee. We're an hour away. So I think this is a great thing that we're going to have in the future.
Would the city be the people running this, operating this Whitewater?
This is not a guide service, so there's nothing to run. These are structures that are engineered and built and put into the river, and then users. And this is designed.
Like kayaking and
yeah,
things,
like
okay.
a kayaker could go
I
out there
actually
with their
went to the
kayak.
Ocoee, but that was
Yeah,
guided.
That was guided. This
Yeah,
is not that.
that's
This is a
what
way to introduce people. The Ocoee one that Jeff was mentioning was built for the '96 Olympics that were in Atlanta.
It's the kayak
So that is
section of Ocoee.
That's a professional level. This is much more of an amateur level. But the other thing it does, the way these are designed, it creates these flow-through drop structures. And so with the hydrodynamics, the water on the edges then slows down. And so you create these wading pools for people that even though they're not kayaking, they can access the water and touch the water, and it's safe access for splashers, for fishermen, for people to interact with the river. Even if they're like me and are probably never going to be in a whitewater kayak, there's still an opportunity to get down there and engage with the water. And that's one of the big things. So in all the surveys that we did, all the public input that we did, one of the top reasons for investment in the park that we heard from the public was access to the water.
And I'm so excited that even this first phase, we're making it to where our community can access the river down there, and just thinking about the kids splashing around and the ADA access so everybody can come and enjoy their riverfront. And I'm just so grateful that you are just going, all for it and making sure that this is, we have a way to connect with these beautiful natural resources we have right in downtown. And I just know for all of our just health and mental health and all those things, being able to just put your bare feet in water. I mean, it's those little things that really make an impact on our quality of life, and just so grateful for you all working together to make those things happen for our community. So thank you so much.
To add, I know there's, the chance they say no.
Absolutely.
And we're at the second time knocking on the door for the national parks. And I know we talked at the Strategic Council, all of us talked about possibilities of landing, corporate sponsorship as we endeavor in investing in this park. And so I guess for me is, even if it's a no on the parks, saying here's the grant, I'd like to find a way to move forward on this.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
Absolutely. And having the concept, having the feasibility report, now understanding what we have, now that turns into Nick and I's jobs, and there'll be some other partners down the line, hopefully, to help us bring all these things together. Because, there's a lot of sources out there. You just got to find the one that says yes.
The last question, the window eligibility for this, when does it open and close on the notification of this?
So let's talk about that. The closure was actually last week. So this grant has been submitted. So as long as you all say yes, we're going to leave it in submitted. Full disclosure. If you all say no, we're going to call them and tell them to withdraw our application. But we felt confident that you all were going to say yes.
Well, we
so
talked
went ahead
about
and,
this in our strategic council.
That's right. So we went ahead and met the deadline that they said. We felt that was important. So.
Okay, so the window's closed, and so the notification.
They've told us fall. fall, is what they've told us.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so that's what we're going off of. They don't always work according to their own timelines.
Sure.
We've been through that before, but that's what they're telling us on this one is fall.
That's the best case. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right. Big news. No further discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes, you got it there, Brent. Municipal order number 2024-81.
Municipal order approving 5-year consolidated plan for years 21 through 25, which includes the Neighborhood Revitalization Strategy Area Plan, analysis of impediments to fair housing choice, citizens participation plan, and a residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance plan, and further approving the annual action plan for year 21 for community development block grant entitlement funding, and authorizing submission to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
So it's hard to believe, but this current fiscal year 24 was our 20th year receiving CDBG funds. So we are about to start our 21st year. Year 21 is FY25, which is the budget we'll be bringing to you here pretty soon. So at the start of each 5 years, you have to submit a consolidated plan to HUD. It's required for anybody that receives CDBG funding. And so we have put together the consolidated plan, and over the next 5 years, the priorities identified in this plan were quality, affordable housing, economic opportunities, and neighborhood improvements. There was a public hearing held on April 11th, and there was a comment period from March 28th to the 26th of April for this consolidated plan. And it's also comprised of 4 other pieces, and those would be the Neighborhood Revitalization Strategy Area Plan that we've been doing each year, Residential Anti-Displacement Plan, Citizen Participation Plan, and then the Analysis to Impediments to Fair Housing Plan outline. And so we believe our year 21 allocation will be roughly $700,000, and we plan to put that into play in our Census Block 1024, which is our Delafield and Hobson Grove area, as Brent has talked about before, and proposing to allocate a couple years worth of money, $2.2 million in that area that would go in your memo, 45% toward housing, 35% toward pedestrian improvements, 20% toward park improvements, and then you'd have some money going to Human Rights Commission, and then some money for admin. But we had roughly $583,000 left in the prior year funding from year 20 that we're going to carry over and use for this project. So we are asking for your approval of this 5-year consolidated plan, and Brent and Nick can step up and fill in any gaps that I left out or answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners?
First, I just want to tell Mr. Childers and Mr. Cook, I really appreciate you guys doing this. You know, having accessible housing, I think it creates, you know, equity for like a lot of families, and it lets them move forward. I'm not sure when the last time that the Delafield area was looked at, but I want to let you know, guys know that I really appreciate that, because I know that the residents there, even if you're improving like the housing that they have, it allows that house to build more equity than it probably was right now. So I just want to tell you thank you.
I just want to echo that, and knowing that Delafield has a lot of amazing residents and neighbors who are always, you know, taking care of their neighborhood and advocating for needs. And I'm really excited that we have this opportunity to really come alongside of them and make some of those solutions that they've been advocating for a long time possible. So thank you all so much for doing that.
No further questions at this time. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-82.
Municipal order authorizing the submission of a grant application for funding through the fiscal year 2024 Law Enforcement Mental Health and Wellness Act implementation projects from the U.S. Department of Justice in an amount up to $200,000.
Moved.
Second.
By Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
We would like to apply for $200,000 of grant funding from the Law Enforcement Mental Health and Wellness Act Implementation Project from the Department of Justice, U.S. Department of Justice. There is no match required on this grant, and if we were to receive it, we would like to use it for the Cop-Proof Wellness Program. I was recently in a meeting with Aaron, Sergeant Clifton Phelps, Cindy Lemon, our peer support provider, and learned a lot about the negative effects of hypervigilance and just the cumulative effect of trauma over and over and over again in our with our police department and our fire department, what they deal with, and this would provide funding for us to continue with our peer support program, with online education, skill training modules, complementing online and community resources, and this would be a really, really worthwhile grant that we could put to use for our police department. We are also looking for money to help our fire department with their side of the peer support program, but everything I've heard, just all good things coming from that program, where we are offering that support to our public safety officers, which have a really, really tough job. So hopefully I've covered everything. Chief Delaney's here, Aaron Holsey's here, can answer any questions pertaining to this hypervigilance and treating it and peer support, all that kind of stuff. But this grant would be a great win for us if we could get it.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mizel. Good work on this effort as well, and we appreciate the update. We know that there's been a cry for support, and I know I've heard some testimony from Cindy Lemon on the effort and how well it's working, and I applaud that effort.
I would love to either hear from Chief Delaney or Aaron, just from you all, since I can't think of how long it was since we approved it that it started, but just how long we've had it, and maybe just in general some positive impacts that you can share about this program.
City Commission, Mayor. The program, if you remember, Living Hope funded the start of this program. After the tornadoes, they came to me and said, if there's something that you see that your department needs, we have some extra funding left over. And I knew at that time peer support was the answer. Cindy Lemon came on board. Since that time, she's had retreats at her personal house where she's had everyone from the police department out. It's been nothing but positive responses. It was a mandatory training. There were a few people who didn't want to attend the training, but then afterwards, and after they came back from the training, they were advocates of the peer support. Sometimes we have to get it out of the way of ourselves. Officers, we take on this macho appearance of nothing bothers us, but really it's hurting officers deep down inside. And once given the opportunity or made to get the opportunity, then they realized that they needed some help, and it's been a great success. Cindy's done great things for our department. It's also helped with, we've had officers who've come from other agencies, and we asked them the question, during the interview, why Bowling Green? And they mentioned peer support, and they want to work for an agency in a city that takes care of their people. So it's helping with recruiting also and retaining valued employees.
I can't thank you enough for your leadership and just your vision for how we support our police officers and, of course, our fire department as well. And you're just leaving such a legacy of the amazing programs that you're implementing to change lives and to make this a place where everyone wants to serve and protect. And I just can't thank you enough for continuing to improve how we serve both our public servants, but also our entire community.
Chief, I want to echo that. I know, just the first responders through the police and the fire department, they have a hard job. And, sometimes you got to have, that positive outlet. Because sometimes if you don't have that positive outlet, it can go a different way. So having these peer support things and having to deal with the mental health issues and some of that trauma is always positive. So I'm glad that we have those in place, even though it was created out of a sad situation that happened back in 2021. So I'm hoping this continues, and like Commissioner Beasley Brown, I appreciate your leadership and just having this there, because I think it's going to help out way after we're long gone. Your legacy will be secured because of that.
I'd like to echo that again, although this is a grant and has a chance, without that chance, I support moving with this effort with or without the grant.
I agree, Mayor. Couldn't agree more. And thank you, Chief, for all you do.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, no further questions. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown. Alcott.
Yes. Municipal order number 2024-83.
Municipal order authorizing and approving coverage by Companion Life for employee health care specific stop loss insurance coverage for fiscal year 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Perigin. Mr. Meisel.
So as I've told you all before, we have to get insurance for our insurance. And so that's what we call a stop loss. Since we're self-funded or a self-funded insurance plan, when we have some high claims or a bad year, we have some coverage, some capitation of our losses. So I'm going to ask Aaron Holsey, our HR director, to come up and give you a brief summary of where we're at with the renewal of our stop loss insurance for the upcoming budget year of FY25. That's right around the corner. Aaron?
Thanks, Jeff. So, yes, our stop loss insurance is our insurance against catastrophic large claims. Since we are self-insured, you never know when something can happen. And the way that ours works is that an individual member on the plan would need to have claims in excess of $250,000 in order to kind of hit the first threshold. And then we have an additional $100,000 aggregate. And so we put this in place many years ago in exchange for premiums. And so what happens is then after 250 is met, we have to meet that additional 100,000. That could be met with several members, however. So it could be just one hits at 350, and then we hit that threshold where stop loss starts to reimburse us, or it could be that several hit 250 and then combined together they get to 100,000. So usually the process goes is that our third-party administrators, MedBen, does the shopping for us, and they do that in partnership with our consultant, which is Assured Partners. They went out and requested bids from all of the usual insurance companies, and only 2 responded. And so one is the incumbent, and one is an additional one. I think we had 9 last year. So the reason is the performance of the plan. And last year was a down year. It was kind of an anomaly. Claims were really low. Plenty of people wanted to take us on. And that was not the case this year. We had a couple of shot claims, particularly high, and I think that when they initially just see that, they look at year-over-year claims and they go, "Oh no, I don't really want anything to do with that." But our current carrier knew what that was caused by. They know that those shot claims will not be repeated. Those members are no longer on the plan, and so they knew that, well, it's just. The plan is worth the same risk that it was the prior year. So they went ahead and they bid. Another company also looked into the details. They also bid, ended up coming in lower than Companion Life. We went back, we asked Companion Life if they would match it, and they agreed. Companion Life is AA rated. They are currently paying the reimbursements that they owe us from this year timely. And so there's no reason not to renew with them. There is an increase. The year-over-year increase is about 11%, but considering that our claims are up about 56%, this is a good deal. So let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Aaron. Questions at this time? None. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-9, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance amending Code of Ordinances. Ordinance amending Chapter 15, Business and General Regulations of the City of Bowling Green Code of Ordinances related to removal of Subchapter 15-2, gasoline and diesel fuel purchases.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
Time to time, we notice things in our ordinances that need to be updated and match with reality. And so Chapter 15 includes the ordinance that required the prepayment for gas. And so Hillary brought this up to me, and we decided this was probably time to take a look at this, and we are proposing that we remove the prepayment required language out of Chapter 15. This is really no longer applicable. Almost pretty much every gas station is prepaid now, and Hillary worked on this, and I can let her make further comment or answer any question you might have on this one, but we're recommending just the retraction or the removal of the language that's stricken through in your packets.
Okay, thank you. Questions? Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-10, first reading, non-binding.
Ordinance relating to classification pay schedules. Ordinance amending the classification pay schedules: G for general classified, F for fire, P for police, D for department head management, and U for unclassified part-time employees, and authorizing pay increases for fiscal year 2025.
So moved.
Second.
By Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mr. Mizel.
As you know, I had some preliminary working meetings with you all on this item here. Aaron and Katie were present, I think most of them as well, but this is ordinance relating to our classification pay schedules. We've got roughly 5 schedules here, including our part-time schedule, but we are asking to amend. The main part of this is to revise Schedule G for our general employees, similar to what we did with police and fire over the last 2 fiscal years, kind of a reset to get us more competitive wages with who we are competing with against positions. As you know, just about every agenda we come to you with refills and backfills and people we need to hire and that we've lost to some competitors, but we're proposing in Schedule G that we start our grade 1. We're renaming our grades too, but grade 111 is now grade 1, and we're proposing to start that grade at $20 per hour, which would provide for a $41,600 annual salary. We looked at some research done by MIT and some other universities and found what they call a living wage calculator, and this was kind of right down the middle on the average of what it would take to support a family in Warren County working full-time. And Andy brought us some data from ops with his ops guys, what they were making. And so we felt like this was the time to make this recommendation. So here we are recommending starting at $20 an hour, and then each grade is 5% apart. That would also bring with it some reclassifications that we got listed in the memo here. There's 3 of them, and there's 3 title changes that don't have anything to do with a pay increase. And then we're also proposing to staff 6 new positions to carry out our study that we did last year on what we were going to need to manage things over the next 5 or 10 years with our growth. So everybody is going to get the recommended 3.4% COLA, including Board of Commissioners. That was the all-item CPI indexed consumer price index inflation number, which was also stamped by Department of Local Government in Frankfort. And so all this is in this, this first reading of this ordinance, and I'd be glad to try to answer any questions you might have, and Aaron is here as well if you have any questions.
Commissioners?
I want to say thank you for looking after the employees here of the city and always taking care of them. We have to be competitive. We cannot grow the city at the rate we're growing without being competitive and having the right people and being selective and deliberate on who we put where in our city government. So thank you all very much for that.
We're reading a book, Senior Management, right now, and it's, the name's lost me. I Love It Here is the title of the book. I Love It Here, talking about being employed. And one thing that stuck with me, chapter I read the other day, was if you don't invest in your employees, someone else will.
Exactly right.
And
No
that's
truer words
happened.
are spoken.
That's happened to us over and over and over again. We lost an assistant city engineer this past week, went on to greener pastures. So nothing we could do about that. We tried our best, but it's just part of it. But we feel like this will go a long way to at least help us get closer to what's out there. The employees we hire today do not get the old pension that's always been out there. It's more of a hybrid. It's a 401k that the state started in 2014. It has no employer match with it. I think the state may match a little bit on it and guarantee a 4%, but you have no say on what it's invested in like you would at a private company. And so we feel like we've got to step it up on the wage side of things and then maintain our health care benefits as well.
Mr. Bonzo, I want to echo that as well. Also with Aaron and Katie, just speaking with you guys, like you said, the old pension is gone. So some of those benefits that you used to have is no longer there. And we know inflation, I believe you mentioned it, is going up. And not being able to have that competitive pay, we lose those employees. But if we want to retain them, we want to make sure the city's going to be functioning at a well-staffed position, but make sure our employees can buy homes. We're here today talking about accessible housing. We're talking about like different things that we're trying to help out our population. Even though we're not in some of those services things, we try to help them out as much as we can. And the first thing I want to say thank you to you guys, because you're basically saying that to our employees, that we see you guys and we understand that some of those pension things is not under our control, but we're trying to make up for some of the things that, the old pensions that you lost in the past. So I just want to tell you guys thank you.
I wholeheartedly concur with everything said up here and appreciate the work, diligence. I know about 2 years ago, we said no on a pay study, but this is internal to figure out what's anecdotally best for us. And we did that first with police and fire, and it's working. And I believe if we don't do this now, we're going to be in a critical state of losing valuable employees that we need to be successful in the fastest growing city in the state of Kentucky, and I'll say the best economics in the nation. But if we don't maintain the investment, we will lose that site. And everyone else has us in their targets because there's everyone wanting to know what we're doing right, and this is one of those things that we are right sizing. So I agree with it wholeheartedly, and this will go in effect on 1 July, correct? If we approve it in the next two commissions. All right. Fantastic.
Couldn't agree more, Mayor.
Okay, no further discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2024-84.
Municipal order approving the reappointment of Elaine Price to the City County Board of Adjustments.
Moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Beasley Brown, second by Commissioner Bailey. Mrs. Elaine Price, incidentally, was my mother's name and maiden name. Yeah. But Mrs. Price has agreed to continue to serve on the City Board of Adjustments, and I'm grateful for her service and her continuation. Recommend her to our board tonight. Okay, no discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Municipal Order Number 2024-85.
Municipal order approving the appointment of Amy Hill Chandler to the University District Review Committee.
So moved.
Moved. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. People may not recognize this name, but they do recognize who this is because Amy Hill Chandler used to be Amy Hill Milligan, and she has agreed to serve on the University District Review Board Committee. And she has sent her resume, which is gleaming, but she is our Commonwealth Attorney for the city of Bowling Green. She's county, sorry. I'm sorry, I should have said that.
Corrected there quickly, didn't you?
She's highly
She's
qualified.
not a Hillary, but she's the Commonwealth Attorney for the county, and she's also a distinguished HODA, distinguished alumni from Warren East High School. She's was the Attorney of the Year for the state of Kentucky.
She's highly qualified, Mayor.
She's highly qualified.
As is Elaine Price, who's a personal friend of mine. She's highly qualified.
Both highly qualified, so I recommend her to the board tonight. Okay, no discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown. Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-5, second reading and is binding.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning a portion of attractive land containing .1388 acre from MHP Mobile Home Park and HB Highway Business to HB Highway Business and MHP Mobile Home Park, located on a portion of property at 1823 Morgantown Road, presently owned by 231 Real Estate LLC.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. This was a 5-0 at our last commission meeting. I know we have Mr. Ben Peterson. Thank you for being here tonight. If there's any questions, he's here to help facilitate that for the next 4 ordinances being read.
We're going to miss you, Ben.
Andy, you want to say anything? All right.
And reminder, any commissioner, anytime, when it's presented to us, can put any agenda item onto our commission. And I know it takes 2, but it doesn't for this. So we just clarify, and you got
Only
that.
one for the ordinance, for the
Only
zoning.
one for this.
Yeah, in which we've already started that process. You all get those from me, and you should be checking your emails, so.
Let me ask you this, how soon does it have to be? What if it's the day before that someone was like, I would like you to put this on the agenda?
It's 21 days.
So they got to do it 21 days? Okay.
Right. After you
Well, the Thursday prior, or Wednesday prior, excuse me, is Ashley's deadline for one of anything coming onto the commission, because Thursday she finalizes it and sends it out to the public. And then we meet the following Tuesday.
I wanted the public to know, yeah.
Hillary.
Tell Ashley, I would like for the Board of Commissioners to hear this. If you've missed that agenda deadline, she'll just go to the next meeting. There's not a time limit there. It's just a time limit on getting it on, just letting her know. That's what the time limit is, and letting the Planning Commission know.
Yeah, so the other way to maybe restate the same thing is you'll have 21 days to get us the form, and then you'll still have that same 90-day consideration period that you had before. So.
Thank you, Ben. I mainly wanted you to say that so the public can know. Yeah, thank you.
And this doesn't require, like a no vote requires reasons why you're voting no, specific reasons, and this does not pertain to that. We could just hear it, correct? Okay.
It would be the same process. If you chose to hear it, you would be doing the same sort of review that you previously did. And then, yes, if you chose to go against the recommendation of the Planning Commission, we would have to have findings of fact, an ordinance that rejects their determination and all of that. Just like before. Right.
Slight change in the process, but overall, it's still the same.
Very welcome change in the process. Very welcome. Thank you. You continue to improve the zoning process.
Ben, I got you up here, man.
So, no further discussion on BG 24-5. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-6, second reading binding.
Ordinance rezoning real estate. Ordinance rezoning tracts of land containing 1.3320 acres from HI Heavy Industrial to HB Highway Business located at 2950 and 0 Fitzgerald Industrial Drive, presently owned by Jerry E. Baker Foundation, Inc.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Bailey. No further discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-7, second reading binding.
Ordinance amending zoning ordinance. Ordinance amending Articles 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 of the zoning ordinance for the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky, as recommended by the City County Planning Commission.
So moved.
Second.
So moved by Perigin and second by Beasley Brown. No further discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. Ordinance number BG 2024-8, second reading binding.
Ordinance relating to budget amendment. Ordinance approving amendment number 3 to the City of Bowling Green, Kentucky annual operating budget for fiscal year 2024.
So moved.
Second.
By Commissioner Perigin, second by Commissioner Beasley Brown. No further discussion. Roll call, please.
Perigin.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Beasley Brown.
Yes.
Alcott.
Yes. And we're going to check for public comments, and if there are any, we'll hear that, and then we'll go to closed section. Our next scheduled meeting will be May 21st, 2024, 4:30. Okay, we are going to close session. Thank you, everybody.